Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where we're going to continue to build the Buckel showroom. Now in the last video I didn't have a running narration through it, I just let the music play, but here I'm going to be explaining some of the features and things of this showroom as the video runs. So you can see here that I'm putting the knockdown ceiling with lights on the edges and centering it above the spinning platform of the showroom. This type of ceiling feature is commonly used to sort of give attention to something that's sitting on it, and that's kind of what I wanted here. I wanted the vehicle on the showroom, see, like that, to kind of look a little more spectacular. So as I'm testing it out here, and you can see that thing is spinning around, the vehicle is nicely illuminated. Now I'm adding tiling to the floor. This is a bit of a slow procedure. First I'm checking the type of color I want. I want something a little darker to go with kind of the brand, because the walls are going to be light, but I don't want everything just to be light. And I found a bit of a simplistic way of copying and pasting the tiles over and kind of making the floor tiled rather than painting everything manually, so I'm just going ahead and doing that now. Now as we're spinning around and adding the tile to the floor, I do want to bring to attention that I want the showroom to also fit at least 2 more vehicles. I don't want it just to be the one, but you can see now the floor looks good, the vehicle's spinning. I'm adding a little bump out for one of the vehicles, and if you're familiar with the Buckel brand, we have something called the CRN version, which is sort of like an ultra performance version. They only come in black. If you're familiar with General Motors vehicles, the Impala SS did come in other colors. The most famous color is the black, but something like the Buick GNX only came in black, so it's a little bit of a play on one of these type of fancy luxury, or rather performance, ultra performance brands. Adding some marble edging to the desk here. We got to make it look luxurious. And with that, the little bump out section, we will increase the size of the garage area because I do want to fit some tools in there. I want a working car jack, painting the window around the meeting room, getting the offices here painted. Now there's 3 little offices plus the meeting room up there on that sort of area that overlooks the rest of the showroom. And just kind of planning out what I'm going to do here, adding the tiling. Now I do want a fireplace behind that section where the waiting area is, so we're going to get to that in a bit. But as everything is going quickly here, painting the stairs, I'm just thinking in the background of all the other stuff that I can do. Now, I did mention on my Discord server, which I strongly encourage any of my fans to join because we're talking about all sorts of stuff there. One of the things that I was talking about was some mini missions for this particular showroom. If you're familiar with the OMA Diving Academy, with the diving missions that we have there, here we're going to have something similar, but it's more so going to be automotive themed, and ultimately this showroom will be the background or profile picture for all the Buckel vehicles. Call it the Buckel civilian vehicles. It doesn't quite count for ones that are OMA or Alta branded or the police vehicles, but more so just civilian versions of the vehicles. Now here we are putting the CRN inside this closed off area, and I have some ideas for the closed off area too, to sort of make it a little bit more representative of the brand and a little more luxurious. Close off the shop area. I'll get to that later. Right now we don't need the shop area to be a focus. We're more so going to have the showroom be the focus for now. That's the critical thing. And I want this big wall when you walk in to sort of be with the logo and almost like one of those wooden trims if you see in places, like the wooden paneling. So that's what this is. We're putting on the wooden paneling for this. Give it a little bit of a feature wall. Add a spotlight that's aimed at the logo here. Link it to the microcontroller. So you can see it's not aimed properly. First time I put it to the wrong one. That had a little bit of horizontal movement, but now here we go. So it's moving. It's looking directly at the logo there. Now in this bump out, we're going to have sort of a mechanical area with other things. Here we're adding the two vehicles, namely the Buckel Steed R99, which is the race variant of it, the blue one, and then the CRN Buckel, which is also there. Now here for the CRN, I do want a little bit of an interesting ceiling with almost like road lines to show that it's going fast. Not upside down, obviously, but gives you a feeling of some type of a little bit of a funky area. Add the branding to the wall. And then to finish it off, I want a spotlight, but I want that spotlight to do something fancy. Because if the rest of the car is kind of sitting in dark, I do want the spotlight to replicate movement, or sort of show movement there. So as you can see now, it's moving left and right, and here you go. So I will work on that a little bit more in the future, but for now, and then put some curtains, red curtains, again kind of closing off that area, making it that much more, call it luxurious. And it's moving, and then at nighttime you see that it's moving real quick, but everything's fast forwarded 1000%, so this is the best we can do. Now here we are adding the fireplace. So some thinking and discussion, I am going to actually link these vehicles to the showroom. I'm not going to end up making them drive off, drive on. The reason why is because if there's one of those hurricanes, the vehicles will just be tossed around and explode. And second of all, I don't want them to move around. They're just going to stay put as part of the creation. I might even remove some of the microcontrollers, ease off the lag a little bit, make it a little smoother. But as any showroom, the doors are going to open and you're still going to be able to sit inside it. But I just won't attach the key function. Now we're going to add a little service area. There's going to be a wall of windows here that you could actually see the service shop. And I'm going to copy the door microcontroller over there so the doors open up as well. And we'll put a desk where presumably you can talk to the service people, which is never fun when you're going to the dealership for that, but alas, we are trying to sort of have a realistic version of this, so it's going to need a service desk. And we're going to copy the same style as the front reception desk. We're just going to add a wall of windows behind the desk so it looks a little fancier. The same marble and wood. And now if you test it out, here you have it. The doors are all working, the showroom's spinning. Now we'll close this off in its own little area. We're going to add a staircase, or rather ladders, to get you roof access. For maintenance, we're going to put a generator up there on the roof, a rat generator that I created, so it can be turned on in the event of power failure or outage. Now we're going to paint the back wall here, make it a little nice gold for the golden belt buckle. And we're going to write buckle here, just low resolution text to not add extra lag. But I do have some ideas for using the images. Some trees, fireplace, TV. So it's kind of a little sitting area. We're going to add another sitting area downstairs. This is presumably where you sit when you're making a sale. Here's a meeting room for the sale. Some trees on the outside. Add a computer with a keyboard and a mouse. Same thing here. We could put two of those for the service area. Add some lights to the offices and meeting room. Connect everything up. We do have the racing flags above the CRN area, which is nice. Make sure it's all running, labeled. Now these buttons may change, just wanted them as a test for now. And here we have it, a nice little sign, a billboard sign with the classic Buckel Steed. And now in here, posters of the new vehicles on the wall. So a little bit of a Buckel lore for those of you. Now we're going to add some signs here with the actual vehicle data sheet that we're using. So here we have the R99. We're going to put that there. The CRNs and then the truck. Paint those. Add a little bit of an entrance here to the garage. Like I said, I want a lift there. Now here we're going to put some parking stalls, because it's going to end up that you can park here when you're coming and using the facility. So we're going to put some parking, not too much because obviously the vehicles are a little oversized, just the nature of the game, but enough that it looks proper. And then on the left hand side we're going to add a bit of a handicap stall just to add the realism, and there you have it. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next video and stay tuned for this creation, and as always, happy Stormworksing.